The Handmaid's Tale getting too bleak? Warning: contains spoilers for The Handmaid's Tale Season 2. Even if you've never seen a single episode of The Handmaid's Tale or read the novel it's based on, you'll know it's not the happiest show on television. Season 2 wasted little time in making it clear that the emotional devastation would continue as the show moved past Margaret Atwood's seminal novel, opening with a largely wordless sequence that tricked the viewers, and Elizabeth Moss's Alfred, June, into thinking we'd be seeing a mass hanging. Viewers were left in tears within 10 minutes, but fortunately got a reprieve as it was all revealed to be a sick game of Aunt Lydia's, and Dowd, designed to punish the handmaids for their act of rebellion in the Season 1 finale. However, that moment of relief is one of very few in the 10 episodes of Season 2 to date, leaving us wondering if the show is just getting too bleak. We're aware that the first season wasn't exactly without darkness, especially with the storylines of Emily, Alexis Bledel, and Janine, Madeline Brewer, but there was a tonal balance that Season 2 has largely lacked. In the background, there was always the hope that the handmaids could escape, showcased with Moira, Samira Wiley, managing to reach Canada, coupled with June's realization that she wasn't alone and there was a rebellion coming. The hope is what made the darker moments hit all the harder, but ever since June's escape to Canada was foiled at the very last minute in Episode 3, Season 2 has been something of a slog. An extremely well-made and performed slog, but hardly a show you could say you were looking forward to watching. That's partly the point, of course. This is a serious, politically charged show that pulls no punches. Whether it's the crushingly bleak trips to the colonies where we're told handmaids are sent to basically work and die, or Episode 5 where June effectively tries to kill her unborn child, each episode is soaked in misery and with every possible ray of hope blacked out. Even the moments which are meant to be seen as a sort of victory for the handmaids, such as the suicide bombing at the end of Episode 6, have led to innocent people, in that instance, 31 handmaids, suffering and dying. It's worth noting that Atwood is at pains to point out that nothing happens in The Handmaid's Tale that hasn't happened for real, somewhere, sometime. The relentless trauma of Season 2 arguably reached its peak in Episode 10, which saw not one, but 2 rapes. While the first is one we've come to expect on the show with Gilead's twisted ceremony, the second saw the heavily pregnant June raped by Commander Waterford, Joseph Fiennes, with Serena, Yvonne Strahovski, holding her down, all in an apparent attempt to induce her labor. It's a seriously hard scene to watch, yet what's telling is that it's a later moment in the episode, when June gets to spend a short time with her daughter that emotionally hits harder. And not just because of the timely real-world echo of parents being separated from children. The quieter moments, such as an earlier wedding in the colonies, are what make the most impact in Season 2 because we, as viewers, are numbed to the more shocking scenes. It's really wrong to rip children away from their mothers, and it's really wrong to rape people. With this particular episode, I think, those are 2 messages I would like to hammer home, explained the episode's writer Yalan Chang. Surely though, Season 1 had already got this point across, several times over, so the question remains whether we need to see it again and again, especially when the option was there for Season 2 to be markedly different. Not because it's uncomfortable, therefore we don't want to see any more of it, but because the desensitization its repetition brings about does the show's powerful messages a disservice. Margaret Atwood has no control over the TV adaptation, but offered her take on Season 2's bait and switch when it came to June's early escape. It's a television series. If you're going to have a series you can't kill off the central character and you also can't have the central character escape to safety in Episode 1 of Season 2. It's not going to happen, she outlined, but our question is, why can't you? The last thing any Handmaid's Tale fan would expect is for Season 2 to have followed June outside of Gilead, and as well as the surprise factor, it would have instantly given Season 2 a different feel to Season 1, with the season potentially following June's attempts to rescue her daughter and to bring down Gilead. Well, we can all be armchair showrunners, of course. Showrunner Bruce Miller had a clean slate coming into the season. Apart from having to resolve the novel's enigmatic ending as June got into the van and, eventually, build to the fall of Gilead from the novel's epilogue. Season 1 successfully opened up the world of the novel, so June not being in Gilead wouldn't have meant we couldn't continue to follow the likes of Commander Waterford, Serena and the other handmaids, as well as the tribulations of Emily in the colonies. And who knows, maybe this will be the plan for the already confirmed Season 3. It's a marathon, not a sprint, Chang outlined. It's like a long novel with lots of chapters. You don't get those huge feelings of triumph and uplift if you don't have some sort of real honest, how bad the world gets to you moments. This gives us hope that the final 3 episodes of Season 2 will move away from what some critics are dubbing the misery porn of the rest of the season, offering some semblance of hope that will make